Hi guys, Nitro Weasel 3K here, and I just got back from Pax East. Pax East was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my entire life, and it was also my very first convention. That's right, I didn't mess around with any of these small ones, I went right for the big mama. It was a lot of fun, I met a lot of really cool people and had a really great time. I really hope that I'm going to be able to go next year. If you've never been, I highly recommend it. Now, while I was there, I noticed a few things, and I thought when I came back, I would like to share them with my audience. If you're watching this, I guess that means you were interested to hear what I had to say about it. This isn't necessarily a top 10 countdown. This is just a list of things that I learned while I was there that I thought other people might want to know. Now remember, these are things coming from a first-timer. Some of you guys who are seasoned veterans may not agree with everything I had to say or might think, hey, everybody already knows that. But for those of you out there who've never been to PAX and you're curious about the kind of things that maybe you want to take if you ever do get to go, this list will hopefully help you out. So, let's start it off the right way. Countdown format. The first thing to remember is pack accordingly. Now when I say pack accordingly, I don't mean make sure you got clean undies and socks. What I'm talking about is what things should you take to the convention with you. There are three big things that I really recommend that you take with you. And the three things are a backpack, hand sanitizer, and cash. Each one of these things came in amazingly helpful while I was at PAX. The backpack came in handy because a lot of times you're getting a lot of free stuff from a lot of the people at the convention. You're getting flyers, posters, etc. I even got a few things signed by some small indie developers whose games I thought were really awesome. Didn't want to lose them, didn't want to hold them all day, so I was lucky to have my backpack with me. The reason I say to take cash is not all the vendors on the PAX floor will take credit. It's important to remember that not everybody's going to have the Square app when you get there, and some people are uncomfortable giving their credit card to somebody using the Square app. Take cash. Everybody takes cash, but not everybody takes credit. Just remember that when you get to PAX. Also, you're going to need the money to tip anybody that drives you anywhere. We took a shuttle a lot of times from the hotel. I wanted to make sure I tipped the guy so that he wouldn't kill us the next time we were driving around in Boston, you know what I mean? Driving around all crazy, being nuts. The third thing I asked you to take was hand sanitizer. The reason I said hand sanitizer is because everything at PAX is like you think it would be. It's a bunch of people touching a lot of things. Some people are sick, some people don't shower as often as they should, but either way, hands are dirty. So, before you eat, or before you do anything else, it's nice to have hand sanitizer with you. That way you don't have to go off the beaten trail to go and find a bathroom, which wasn't really a problem because they did a great job at the Boston Convention Center of making sure there were plenty of bathrooms available for both men and women. The second thing that I would say is an absolute must while you're at PAX. Take your Nintendo DS. Now I know some of you guys have PSPs and that's really cool and I would like to have a PSP, but I have a 3DS. I noticed way more 3DSs than I did PSPs when I was standing in line or just hanging out anywhere near the convention center. It seems like a lot of people bring them just for the Street Pass aspect. Your Street Pass gets full quick, and it's a really great way to play some of the Street Pass mini games and also to earn points and all the different games that use the Street Pass function. So definitely take your 3DS. Get in line early. Now, some of the lines filled up pretty quickly. It was 40 minutes before the show started and they were already at 75% capacity for the room. It's always good to walk past any room that a panel is going to be taking place in that you would like to see. Just make sure that there aren't a lot of people starting to pile up there 40 minutes early. If they are, you might want to jump in line if it looks like it might get full quick. Otherwise, you might miss out on some really great discussions at the panels. This kind of goes along with what I said just a minute ago. Watch tweets. PAX has great Twitter feeds that run all day, the entire time that they're there. Any day that they're open, you can watch their Twitter feeds and kind of get an idea of what is going on. The really great thing is they had a line tweet feed, and I don't know if that's new, but it kind of kept track of the lines, how long they were getting. Some of the more popular panels, they were posting, hey, it's your last chance. We're at 75% capacity. If you want to get in line, come now. The second reason I say to watch your tweets is because there's a lot of really great YouTubers that show up at these things. I know the Continue guys were there. While they were there, they were updating via Twitter. So if you want to know where they were to grab a picture or anything else, Twitter was the only way to get a hold of them. So you might want to take your phone, make sure it's charged, and keep an eye on your tweets. Now, PAX swag is pretty cool and it is important. But if you want to hit either one of the Penny Arcade booths that are there to pick up merch, unless you absolutely need the pins, we discovered that it was better actually to go to the second merch booth that was on the floor of the convention. There was one right in the doorway and that one had a really long line, but we never had to wait in line when we went to the one on the main floor of the convention center. What does this mean for you? Less time in line, more time looking at all the cool games. So just keep an eye out for that second booth. If you don't absolutely need to have a specific item, but you would really like a t-shirt or something, you might want to wait till the second or third day. We had a much easier time getting in line on the third day. We grabbed our items, went right to the line, paid immediately, and we were good to go. So if you don't need something, you don't see something specific that you're looking for, you might want to wait till the third day. They still had a lot of stuff in stock. We didn't have a problem finding sizes or shirts that we needed or anything else. This one's really important. I live roughly 10 hours from Boston. I made the poor decision to hop in my car Friday after work and take the drive. Now, for some of you this wouldn't be a problem, but if you have the option to fly, I would highly, highly recommend it. By the time we got to PAX on Saturday, we were pretty beat from the road trip, and I feel like we probably would have enjoyed it more if we had been able to fly into town. A lot of the people who are coming to the convention will get right off their plane and take the shuttle to the hotels, or the shuttle right to the convention center. This is really great. You can hop in a shuttle and get there without having to pay for a taxi. You are going to have to pay a couple bucks to get a ticket to take the bus, but I think it was like $2.50 for one trip. So it was really, really inexpensive, and you're going to be in the bus with a bunch of other Paxers, so it's not like you're going to feel uncomfortable. Yes, it's a public transportation, but again, you're in there with a bunch of your game brethren, so don't worry about it. But definitely, if you have the option to fly, highly, highly recommend it. I came on Saturday. Didn't get to the convention center until roughly 11 o'clock. This was okay as our hotel didn't get ready till 3, so we had to find parking and trudge our way back to the convention center and hang out there for a few hours before my hotel room was ready. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's really important to remember that PAX has different things every day. What I discovered by the time I got there was I missed some of the stuff I really wanted to see, which was on Friday. So make sure you check the schedule and see if you should be there Friday. My recommendation would be definitely hit it up Friday if you can. Now this is probably the only time in my life that I'm ever going to tell you this. Talk to strangers. Talk to all the strangers. Because here's the great thing about PAX. You know for a fact they like video games. You're surrounded by people who like something that you like, who love the things that you love. We had a really great time just meeting different people. We even had somebody in our hotel who noticed that we were from the convention join us at dinner. She sat down. We had a great time. We played some card games together. And I'll tell you what card game that was in another video. It was really great. It's called Kittens and Blenders. Very unique. Anyway, talk to strangers. And I don't mean ones in sketchy vans that offer you candy, unless you're sure they're from PAX, and then I'll think about it. Also, if they're giving out League of Legends keys, might be tempted to get in the van no matter how sketchy it is. To me, the indie area is just as important as the main gaming floor. They kind of have the indie area segregated just a little bit. There's a big aisle that separated the convention center this year, and they had indies on one side and the big budget games on the other. I spent more time in the indie area than I did with the big budget games. The big budget games I can see a lot of coverage on. I can go to any big gaming blog. I can hit Kotaku. I can hit Rock Paper Shotgun. I can hit Arcade Sushi. And all these places are going to have really great coverage of the games that I want to see. However, some of the indie developers might fly under the radar. I spent so much time in Indie Row and got so much cool stuff from those guys that I would definitely recommend getting there and spending as much time there as you can. I actually skipped a few panels just because I was having such a great time just talking to these indie developers. In an upcoming video, I'm going to cover a few of these developers that I think you guys should definitely seek out, as they were really great guys and their projects were really awesome. And by guys, I mean men and women, because some of them were girls. So, dudes and dudettes. This is my final tip. Always, always, always be ready to answer questions for swag. I haven't seen a lot of it, but at least at the League of Legends booth, they were asking questions before they were going to give you your swag. I don't think that that's uncalled for, but I think you should be ready for it. If you're going to go up, you're going to hop in line for a game that you really like and you think that you're going to be able to snag some extra to sell on the internet, expect to answer a question. Especially with those big games like League of Legends, where swag can be sold for a good amount online or given away on people's websites. So that was 10 tips I wanted to share with you guys about heading to PAX. Whether you're heading there next year or you were just curious and wanted to watch my video about it, let me know. If you have a good tip that you think I missed, make sure you leave it in the comments below. I really would like this to be a place where people who haven't been to PAX before can go and get some information about maybe what they should take with them. While you're down there, maybe click the subscribe button or the like button. Or you can just tell me you like me. That would be a nice comment. Other than the like, comment, subscribe speech, I wanted to let you know you can find me on Twitter and on my website. My Twitter handle is @NitroWeasel3K, and my website is nitroweasel3k.com. Feel free to head there now if you've got time. I would appreciate it. Thanks. Also, if you're interested in some of my other videos, you can click somewhere here probably, and you'll see a link to my Flash Gordon on the Atari 2600 review. If you want to read the whole review, head on over to my website. Till next time, thanks for watching. I missed you, Internet. Bye.